Hey everybody, welcome back to Deciphering Crypto. It's been kind of a pretty lame and boring week in the world of crypto. Bitcoin's just been around 43 and going up a little bit, going down a little bit. Nothing too exciting. But we have something exciting today. We are going to be talking about the Zig token, which is the coin of Zig DAO or Zig DAO. And this DAO, this token, has reinvented itself a couple of times over the years. They were a trading platform at one time and they had a vault. They had some other things that they were doing, and now they have moved on to investment strategies. But the most recent iteration, which is very optimistic and I'm optimistic about, it's pretty exciting, is this AI pick traders that will invest your money, which are about ready to come online, which is their Z Prime product. And it is going to be for hedge funds, larger institutional groups that invest for other people. Essentially, you're going to take your money, you're going to upload it to the platform. It's going to give you an address and you deposit your money onto the platform, and then you will have a list of traders that you are going to be able to pick from, and you can pick it, and it's going to be based on a Z-score, which has several different types of criteria, profits being one of them, number of assets, risk, several things that it's going to take into consideration, and you can pick where you want to allocate your funds. There's no minimum to entry. I love that. So you can pick your trader and then you invest your money and you will get a percentage in return if the trader makes money. Now, a portion of that percentage are the success fees. Success fees are anywhere from 20 to 50% depending on the manager. It'll show that on the homepage. And this is a portion of the revenue that it is going to hold the trader, and it's going to hold as revenue for the protocol. Let's say you invest $100 and over the course of a month, they double your money. You have 100% return and now you have $200. But 30% of that allocated revenue, or $100, is going to be taken by the protocol to give to the trader and revenue to the actual protocol itself. So you in fact would get $70 for your 100% return on a $100 investment. And next we have revenue share. Revenue share is much more complicated than I think it needs to be. There's very few diagrams. You have to go to a couple of different locations to find it. One is going to be on the white paper for Zig DAO, which is nowhere in their documents list or in their official links list. I had to actually find it in a support thread to where one of the mods actually listed the white paper. So there's different information in that. And then you have this NFT. And NFT has different information. And it's not necessarily different, it's just more information. So some of the information is in the Zig DAO white paper, some of the information is in the Ninja Shuttles white paper, but ultimately revenue share is going to be out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. In order to participate in revenue share, you're going to have a Ninja Shuttles NFT. Now that NFT mint is going to be in the 2nd or 3rd week of February, according to the roadmap. You're going to be able to mint one of these NFTs, and they are based on different clans, are different percentages, and different percentages isn't necessarily the percentage that you're going to get back. So they have a clan type which says 3%, and you would think, oh, this clan type, you're getting 3%, and there's another clan type that's 8%. Well, the 8% one is going to be better than the 3% one, but that's actually just the opposite, because the clan type that is 3%, there's only going to be 200 of those NFTs, and the clan type that has 8%, there's going to be 2,000 of those NFTs. So because of the rarity, you're going to split that 8% into 2,000 versus the 3% into 200. So it's exactly the opposite. You have to have an NFT in order to collect revenue from the protocol. Now, after you have your NFT, you can get this one of two ways. You can buy it on a secondary market afterwards, or you can mint it when the mint comes out. The website for the mint hasn't been announced yet. We'll have to see what that's going to end up being. I'm really going to try my best to mint one of these NFTs. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too terribly optimistic because I'm old and it's more difficult than it should be for me to figure out this stuff. Okay, so you have your NFT. You've minted one or you have it off as secondary market. Now there's a booster available. In order to get the booster, you have to have 10,000 Zig coins in your wallet. Now the NFT and the token have to be at the same contract address. And then having the 10,000 Zig on top of the NFT gives you a 20% boost to the amount of revenue you're getting. So it's going to be significantly impact the amount of revenue sharing that you get. So if you're interested in revenue share, make sure you have the NFT, and if if possible, with the 4 cents and 10,000, it's going to be about $400 in Zig at the current prices, and then you would be able to get the full amount of revenue share. If you have an NFT and no Zig tokens, then you still collect revenue. If you have the NFT and 10,000 Zig tokens, you get the 20% boost. Now, if you have the NFT and you have over 100 Zig, then you're eligible for the raffle. Both any amount of Zig over 100 and the NFT, and you're eligible for a raffle. And then the raffle is 10% of the revenue is allocated to 20 winners, so 0.5% of the revenue for that month is allocated to the 20 raffle winners. And that could possibly be a significant amount of money depending on the revenue from the protocol. So the more popular it becomes, the more assets under management it has, the more money the traders are making, then those, obviously the revenue share, and then that raffle amount increase with that. Now, if you don't have an NFT, there is no way to participate in revenue sharing. I think the concept of having the NFT is pretty cool. I'm not aware of any other protocol out there that has anything like this, where it's like you have the NFT and then that determines whether or not you get revenue share or not. There very well could be, but I haven't heard of it. It's very interesting. I don't know how big of a fan I am about the NFTs being like these ninjas and the lore behind the ninjas and the story, and I almost just wish it was just like tier 1 through 8, and it seems like it's maybe a little bit more professional, but I'm pretty lame, I'm pretty old, so I'm sure that there's a myriad of different opinions on that. But as far as the concept and the purpose of the NFTs and the revenue sharing, it's very exciting, and I think it's pretty innovative, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything goes with it. As far as the user interface, I thought the user interface is way easy to use. The deposit was a little interesting because you had to go to deposit and you had to pick a token, and then you had to pick the chain of the token, and then where are you getting the token from, and what chains are available. And there's so many inconsistencies within the ecosystem that I think a lot of people that are in the ecosystem take for granted. Because if I want to use Binance, but my tokens are on Coinbase, then I would have to send my tokens to a wallet and then bridge to Binance. And if I wanted to use Ethereum, well, Ethereum is really expensive, so I might use a different type of token, but there are quite a few different options available for the deposit. So that is very beneficial for somebody who is new, although you really need to make sure to pay attention to that. A lot of times exchanges will actually give you a warning. So if you're trying to send a token from Coinbase to an address, the address in Coinbase is going to say this address is invalid, as opposed to you just sending your tokens to some address that doesn't exist, and then your tokens are gone. So that's definitely a positive. There are some safeguards out there. Definitely one criticism I have of the project of Zig DAO and of Ninja Shuttles is the information. The information for this project is just, I just feel like it's scattered everywhere. It doesn't even list. It says it's on Injective, but it isn't on the Injective chain, because Injective isn't necessarily on the Injective chain. Like if you want to send Injective on Coinbase, well, you can't send it to the Injective chain. It sends it on the Ethereum chain. But the Zig token is originally launched on Ethereum. So the Zig token is available on the Ethereum chain and just recently became available on the Injective chain. I think they need to have more plain language and go into more detail into all the questions. I don't think they asked anybody, this is what we're going to do, and then somebody was able to ask questions. I feel like it's this common case of people that have been involved in the project, who've been working on it day in, day out for months. They decide that they're going to explain the project to someone, and then they miss a bunch of key things because it's just so ingrained in their head. They're so used to it that why would anyone even think as to what chain it's on? Of course it's on Injective. Of course it's on Ethereum. But you don't say that it's on Injective. You don't say that it's on Ethereum. And combining both of these projects into one common document that would answer everyone's question, I think is vital, especially in the month of launch. On the Discord, have a white paper available in a place where it's easy to find so that you can just find the white paper. I just happened to find it looking at the White Labels project in the support thread, and then I see the white paper. So it seemed like it was very disorganized, and actually it was under a comment to where somebody had said, am I just being dumb? Do you guys have a white paper paper, and then they linked to the white paper to the comment, but never added the white paper to any other section in the Discord that I can find. So get more organized and ask some people some questions. And maybe you did ask people questions. And if you did ask people questions, that's fantastic. But you got to take those answers and put them in the documentation. So update the documentation. And there's previous iterations of this also. So if you go back through Medium and you go back through GitHub and you look through Zig itself, there's a bunch of old documents that I found an old roadmap and I found an old white paper that didn't apply because it was still talking about the exchanges. And then it's like, are they still doing exchanges? Am I missing something with this token? Is there an exchange? I couldn't find an exchange anywhere. And then I found some thread in Discord where it was like, oh yeah, we're going to go this direction. Now we're going this direction. But go through all those and clean it up so that there's very little confusion with anybody who's interested in the project. So there's my little rant. As far as security goes, security, it's done through Binance. The actual protocol itself does have two-factor authentication. I think it would be cool if it was a Web3 page where you logged into the protocol with a wallet and it felt a little bit more Web3, but maybe there are plans for that. We'll have to see. But as far as security definitely is on their mind, even the interface between the traders and the funds, those API keys are RSA encrypted. So that is something that is very important to them, and they're taking precautions. They had never had an incident in the history of the protocol or in the token, and that gives me definitely a little bit of comfort. Support, you can instant message from the actual protocol itself. You can also go into Discord. You can also go into Telegram. They are very responsive. I'll give them that. The team is very helpful and they are responsive, friendly, definitely some good people on the Telegram and Discord and in the community. It's a great community group. As far as their reputation, I think it's fantastic. There's a lot of people that like this group of people. The whole entire team, the senior team are docs, so everyone knows who they are. They're not hiding in the shadows. They've been around since 2018. They have a roadmap. They're working on that. Many people are optimistic about the protocol. One of my most favorite guys on Twitter is very optimistic on Zig, Wiz, and he has 500,000 followers, so I'm sure there's plenty of other people that love him. He's optimistic on the project. One very cool thing about this project that I don't want to downplay at all is the protocol. It's profitable. They're making money. And there's a lot of these projects out there that have all these grand ideas and we're going to do this and do that. And they're very cool. I don't sell them short, but don't make any money. Or to fund the next phase, they have to sell tokens for the next portion of their roadmap. But this protocol is making money. In the last quarter of last year, they made $4 million in profit. So that's huge. It is very important and very cool. That is the most important part of being in business. When they turn this over to be decentralized, all that revenue is going to be generated for the community itself. I'm really excited to see that, and it definitely looks like it's moving in a direction that is optimistic and positive and profitable, which is very important for any of these protocols to eventually do. One thing I would say is that they do a couple of YouTube videos. They hadn't done any YouTube videos in like 6 months. I think the two founders do a couple of new recent videos, talk about the protocol, talk about where you are today, talk about where you plan on being in a month or 2 months. YouTube videos are great. I think it keeps everybody informed of the project and the progress of the protocol. The team does do very regular updates on Discord and on Telegram, so they issue this information and put it out for the community. They also get on Twitter and they're posting regularly on Twitter, so they try to keep everyone well informed. I guess it's X now. They get on X regularly and let everyone know what's going on. In the long run, I'm really optimistic in the direction that Zig DAO is headed. Full disclosure, I do hold Zig tokens. I'm looking forward to holding them for quite a long time. I am going to make some more investments in the future into the protocol. I'm looking forward. Right now, my goal is 6 months. 6 months from today, I'm going to go back and we're going to look at what had transpired with the NFT. I'll give you an update if I was successful in getting an NFT. I'll give you an update on how much revenue I made in the $500 investment that we did. We can go over all that and then also do an update on anything that's been done on the protocol or in the token itself. And so we'll have to check that out here in a couple of months. I hope you enjoyed the review of Zig. I really appreciate your support. Please give me a like and subscribe. I'll put a link for the protocol in the notes below and any of the other documentation. Remember, crypto is risky. Make sure to do your own research in any of these tokens or any of these protocols that you're looking at. It's very important. You need to understand what you're investing in. You need to understand what you're buying. If you have any ideas or have any protocols that you'd like me to take a look at, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time on Deciphering Crypto. Take care.